Hi, I'm Betty. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I want to share with you one of my favorite summer cakes. I first tasted it at my friend Flora's house, where she had made it with Italian prune plums cut in half. And I've made it that way a couple of times, but I decided to try it with peaches. And after I'd made it a couple of times, I wanted to bump up some almond flavor. So I substituted part of the flour for almond flour, added some extra almond extract, and now it's a delicious peach almond torte. So here's the recipe. So we have 4 ounces of unsalted butter, 3/4 of a cup of sugar, a cup of plain unbleached flour, a 1/4 cup of almond flour, a teaspoon of baking powder, 2 eggs, a pinch of salt, a teaspoon of almond extract, a little extra sugar which we'll sprinkle on top at the end, some sliced almonds, and 2 ripe peaches which I've peeled and sliced. Peeling is optional, but here we go with the cake. Just going to put the butter into the mixer here along with the sugar. Give that a crank, and we're just going to beat this until it's well combined. That's all together, and now basically we're just going to dump in the rest of the ingredients. The flour, baking powder, pinch of salt, a 1/4 cup of almond flour, and the eggs, along with the teaspoon of almond extract. And we'll give this a stir to combine. If you have the good fortune to have a paddle with these rubber fins on the side, you'll find that your mixing time is cut at least by half. Scrape this batter off, and I'm going to be pouring it into a 9-inch cake pan which I've lined with parchment paper. It's not greased, it's just lined with parchment paper. That'll sink, and we'll just get this into our cake pan. You'll see it's quite a stiff batter. These rubber spatulas are really wonderful for getting all of the mixture out of a bowl. All right, now I'm going to use a small offset spatula to spread this in my cake pan. Just don't want that parchment to move too much. It wants to be slippery. You'll see it's not a terribly thick cake. It's not quite a coffee cake, but more in the order, I would say, of a coffee cake than perhaps a layer cake type of cake. Wonderful as a dessert with a scoop of ice cream or even whipped cream, and just as good with a cup of coffee in the morning or a cup of tea in the afternoon. Very versatile. If peaches aren't in season, you can use plums, either the Italian type cut in half or regular plums quartered or sliced. You can use pears. In the wintertime, I've even used canned apricots. And the only trick with them is to drain them really well and let them drain even further on some paper towels. All right, now I've got this fairly even in my pan. And I'll just arrange the peaches all the way around. Press them in slightly. As I said, I've peeled these, and you may peel them or not as you prefer. One way to peel peaches is to dip them into boiling water for just about 30 seconds or so, and you'll find that the skins will slip off quite easily. The other method is to use one of those new serrated peelers they have for the purpose. Looks like these peaches are a little small, and I may have to space them a little more than I thought. There, that works out just fine. Right, now I'm going to take my slivered almonds, or sliced almonds I should say, and just gently sprinkle them over top. You'll find the peaches will bake more into the cake as it's cooking. And if I neglected to mention, my oven is preheated to 350 degrees. Just going to give this a little sprinkle of sugar. Just gives it a nice crunchy topping when it's baked. There we have it. This is going to go into the oven for 30 to 40 minutes. Of course, I'll set my timer for 40 minutes and check on it then. Peach Torte. I can hardly wait. "40 minutes are up, and I'm just going to check this to make sure it's done. It sure looks done, but I'll check it with a skewer. All right, just a couple of dry crumbs attached, which is what we want. And I'll take this out and put it on a cooling rack for about 5 minutes. You can see that as the cake has cooked, it has shrunk slightly from the sides of the pan. But I'm just going to run the dull side of a knife around the edge to make sure it's loose. Feels pretty good. And I'm going to take a plate and just invert it onto the plate. Hopefully it'll come right out like a charm. Just peel the parchment off the bottom. Put my cake plate on top of the cake and flip it once more. And there it is. A perfect peach torte ready to be served. As I said, with a little scoop of ice cream or even a dollop of whipped cream, maybe flavored with a little almond extract if you like. It's a perfect summertime dessert. I know you'll enjoy this one. For further information and even more recipes, please visit my website.